Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we're going to sit in a queue forever. 5 minutes and 50 seconds to get into this match. And that is my biggest issue with ranked battles currently. Now you'll notice that I am in a division with Snow. This is my partner that I kind of picked up there the last night I played ranked, really. I mean, I did play a little bit after that, but pretty much stopped playing ranked. At least tier 5s. It's just too repetitive, too annoying. Just not my thing, and you have to wait forever in queues. No matter what I pick, I was waiting 2-3 minutes to get into a match. I made it to rank 3 overall, so not bad. Like I said, probably could have got to 1. I just don't have time to sit around and wait all day. That's my biggest gripe with ranked battles, is just the queue times suck. Whether that's just because a lot of people aren't playing ranked, or if it's just there are a lot of people playing battleships and destroyers, and so they were having a longer queue. I know they limited the destroyers in this one to 2 destroyers per team maximum, so that's the thing. Now this is going to be an interesting match. Now we send Snow over to B because he can capture B and he'll have the support of the majority of the team, or at least that's the thought process. I'm going to go over to C and try to capture C. However, we're going to put ourselves in a position to be an absolute ninja. Now, I'm not the best destroyer player in the world, you guys know this. But I can handle my own when needed. And one thing especially that I've gotten really good at in ranked battles is just maintaining the ghost nature of the Fubuki. This thing's detection is ridiculous, and you're going to see that in full display later on. Now we're going to pull out and go try to deal with these guys as best we can. But we know they're headed our way. We know there are cruisers headed our way. So we're going to just go as far out to the left as possible and try to stay away from getting obliterated. Oh, hello, T-61. That's, you know, to be expected, I guess. But we're in the cap. We're launching our torpedoes into the smoke screen. I know that he's there, and I know the cruisers are not far behind him. So we don't want to put ourselves in a position to get into a bad way. We need to be able to have an escape plan. So that's why I'm going as far away from them as possible. However, I am still staying in the cap. And that's going to do 2 things. 1, it keeps them from capping. And 2, it makes them uncomfortable. And if they're uncomfortable, they're going to play doing things that they normally wouldn't. And that's going to make it a little easier for us. And these guys are going to basically put themselves as fish in a barrel. Now, I hope that I haven't actually posted this video. I don't think I did, but it is looking really familiar, and it may just be because it hasn't been that long since I actually played this match, but I hope I didn't. If I did, I apologize. I'm not trying to deceive you guys by putting out the same videos over and over again or anything like that. But let me know if I did. I'm sure there's a few of you that will definitely notice, hey, this was a repeat. Just let me know. I'm all for the constructive criticism, guys. I'm not perfect. You guys know that, and I've been putting out a lot of videos lately, so it is possible that I forgot to delete this after posting it. So if that's the thing, let me know. But I don't think I did. Anyway, so we've got the T-61. We've got a couple cruisers that are up here. One is the Nuremberg, and the other is the Furitako, I believe. And so we've got to be careful. Because, and not to mention, there's a gunboat that can absolutely... I mean, it only has 4 guns, and we have twice as many, I believe. I think we have 8 guns, because we have 2 gun turrets. As far as, like, how many turrets we have 4 of them, and they're 2 guns, so I think we have 8. They only have 4. So, but their rate of fire is better than ours. So they would technically have the advantage in just a 1v1 gunfight, and it's not 1v1. They have 2 cruisers behind them backing them up. Now, you can see I was expecting the Nuremberg to bolt out, so I placed those torpedoes there just for him, and unfortunately he didn't. He's going back, but he'll back out, he'll get shots off, he'll torp, and then he'll charge into the island. That works once. You got me once. But we're not going to fall for the same gag twice. And so this time we just put all of the torpedoes in ahead of him, assuming he's going to charge back in towards the island, and we are not going to be disappointed. He's fine, he's fine, he's fine, and then suddenly, oh, hello, New Mexico. That's going to complicate things a little bit. Now, notice we are trying to capture the area, but it's not being captured. They're still stopping us from capturing. And then the Nuremberg pushes up to try to get out of the line of fire, and he has inevitably screwed himself royally. And luckily for him, he actually takes enough torpedoes to block the T-61 that was behind him from getting torped to death too. Almost got more than one. And then, unfortunately, our Bayern over here is going to get absolutely manhandled by these torpedoes, which is not preferable for him. Oh, it's an Aoba, sorry. I thought it was a furry taco. Furry taco must be the tier 4. It's been a while, guys. I'm not on my game. You guys know I'm definitely, you know, a little bit off sometimes, and this is one of those times. It's just been a rough couple days for me. So hopefully you guys don't get too upset with me. But because we knocked them out, because we have 2 people in here, we do manage to capture. I say 2 people, but he dies immediately before we cap it, so we actually get a solo cap there, which is nice. But it also means that we're all alone. There's still a cruiser, a destroyer, and a battleship here, and the battleship's pushing close. Now look how close this is. I don't get my my engine boost back until right now, and he is at 5.2. I get detected at 4.8. So he's very, very close to being able to detect me here. Now, I know he's coming in between those islands, and that is perfect for me because that allows me to put my torps where I need to do some damage. Now, Aoba takes one right up the prop shaft, which is preferable because that means he's got less hit points for me. And then we're going to absolutely decimate this New Mexico. We're about to get our torps back, and watch what we do next. Now, technically, I am firing these at the Aoba, but it's for the New Mexico. So just a heads up. Like, these were never intended for the Aoba. We launched 2 sets. That is 6 torpedoes. 6 torpedoes in the direction of where I believe that New Mexico is going to run into. I was holding on to 1 set of torpedoes, and you'll see me do this a couple times in this match, just because I was afraid that if we missed, I wouldn't have a way of defending myself. And so we make sure that we keep them, and fortunately for me, we placed those absolutely perfectly, getting 6 out of 6 torpedoes to hit. Devastating strike. Goodbye, New Mexico. Have a nice trip back to port. You cannot make that up. Now, right here, I want to go back through the base to make sure that we recapture C. But I also don't want to get ourselves shot by the cruiser and the destroyer. So we're going to go ahead and swing outside of the base. We do have somebody coming towards the base. He's in a battleship to help capture C. So I don't need to go back in right away to capture it. And you see we launched 2 more sets of torpedoes into the smoke screen. And we're going to go around the long way and try to come up behind these guys. Now, this does 2 things. One, it buys me time for that battleship to catch up. That battleship should have no trouble getting rid of the Aoba. And if he happens to spot the destroyer, we can help him kill the destroyer. And he is definitely spotting the destroyer right now because the destroyer is trying to torp him. So, initially I was ready to torp this Aoba, but he unfortunately makes the correct choice and turns away and goes back in and runs away from us, whether he knew it or not. That's what he did correct. And we are going to try to snipe him with torpedoes, and unfortunately, we're not going to quite catch him. I didn't quite lead him enough. I knew what I needed to do, but then we didn't quite get enough lead on it, like we did with the New Mexico. We placed it perfectly for the New Mexico, but then with the Aoba being a little bit faster, he's kind of sailing away from us. We didn't quite lead him enough. However, the battleship has come around and started shooting the destroyer that's over here. So we're going to go ahead and put the torps there just in case I don't get a kill with the guns, because he doesn't know I'm here yet. Like, he has no idea that I'm right here. Our Dunkirk takes torpedoes. It's unfortunate, but he's alive. And now we are going to go in, now that the cruiser has moved out of here. We have a whole lot of HP, and this guy doesn't. So I feel like we have a pretty good chance of getting rid of him. Unfortunately, I had loaded armor piercing for the Aoba, anticipating a gunfight, close range, and then realized that I needed to put my HE back on for the T-61. Now, this T-61 knows he's dead. There's literally nothing he can do here. Between me and the battleship, there was no way he was getting out of there alive. However, the Aoba could be a problem. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to hit him with these unless he goes in front of the island, and it doesn't look like he's about to. So we're going to have to try to avoid taking too much damage here, because this game is still up for grabs by anybody. We make our way back towards the cap while maintaining fire on the Aoba. Even with our HE, we're going to be able to do enough damage to this guy if we can hit him. If I can learn to aim, we could do enough damage to this guy to take him out with the guns. No big deal. As long as he's not shooting us, we are fine. We get back over here just in time to help with the capture. Maybe a little bit cheeky, but we did manage to help. Even if it was only taking like 1 or 2 seconds off the cap. That allows us to push back towards the enemy. Now we have 2 caps to 1. They currently have the lead. They're winning 712 to 692, but we're going to catch them pretty quick. So Aoba, once again, just kiting away from us. Trying to get closer to the rest of the team who's firing HE at him, and the Dunkirk ends up finishing him off. So it's a good shot by the Dunkirk. We weren't able to quite do enough damage quick enough to him. However, they still have 3 people left, and now we only have 3 people left with snow going down. And I'm not going to lie to you, that was the exact moment where I said, okay, well, as long as you don't die, we should be fine. And he immediately died. He's like, well, I guess that kind of settles that, doesn't it? So we're going to get back in here and try to capture A on our way through. That'll maintain the 2-cap lead. They're not going to be able to come all the way over to C and capture it without us seeing them. So we're going to push over to A, try to capture A. But before we do, we're going to leave some fish in the water for this little gap here, just in case. You know, just in case this destroyer comes out of B and tries to cut us off. Because we know that our battleship's going to be detected. That Normandy's going to detect our battleship any moment when he comes around the edge. If he's not already detected by the T-61. I'm not close enough to be detected by the T-61. But I'm just going to fill this entire gap up with torpedoes in the hopes that if that destroyer does pop out of there, he catches a torpedo that he didn't know was coming. And so with that, we're going to push over towards A, and we're going to start capturing. That'll maintain the lead, and as you can see, they're starting to catch up to us pretty quick in points, and we have a ship advantage, but only just. And our cruiser's a long ways away. Now, it is a Russian cruiser. He is maintaining fire on the battleship, which is fine. I don't have any problem with that, but he is a long ways away, so if it comes down to a fight with me and a destroyer, I have no idea how much health the destroyer has at this point. All I know is it's a T-61, and he's close by because he was capturing B. So I am prepared for a gunfight. I'm keeping my guns on the right side of my ship. I am ready for a gunfight because what's going to draw him out? I'm starting to capture a base. So now he knows where I'm at, even if he doesn't know exactly where I'm at. He knows that I'm in A because I'm capturing it. So he's going to try to cut me off, most likely. And that makes sense, right? If he's going to come back over to defend his cap, he's going to get into a gunfight with me. And he does actually catch me off guard just a little bit here. He comes out just from the right side of that island, and sure enough, he's there. Luckily for me, he's got no health, which means he has no chance of winning this fight because I go guns first in a destroyer versus destroyer battle. Because torping people is very, very difficult. And so using the guns, especially when you have that sizable advantage in health, like it was no chance of losing that unless he got a really good torp out because he knew where I was. So we get out of there, take him down, giving us our 3rd kill. We've got 79,000 damage currently, and most of that came from a New Mexico. So this wasn't about raw damage, but it was a pretty good carry. It was a lot of inside enemy lines, you know, behind enemy lines where the enemy was right there the entire time, and we were just able to maintain not being seen. And now we get our 2nd cap. That's going to allow us to maintain the lead again. They only have 1 ship left, and we are going to try to take him out before this game's over. Now we get him redetected. He's got over half his hit points left. We're not in gun range of him, but we're going to sail straight over and start capturing B, which will stop him from capturing any points whatsoever. And then the time's going to probably run out before we manage to kill this guy. But this allows my teammates to at least be able to shoot him with us detecting him. Oh, he's got no health. The Dunkirk must have touched him something fierce. Are we going to get... No, we just can't get quite close enough. We hit 1,000 points just ahead of being able to take him out. But a good play by the Dunkirk. The Gunkirk. We get top of the leaderboard, 3,000 base XP. Snow coming in top 4 there, so not too bad. And if you guys like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.